Shirts and skins, let's get it. Yo. Shirts and skins and we back again. The best coverage in college sports, we come to win. With Brandon, Mark, and Matt, no one go hard as that. Share it with your folks and they'll learn where it all be at. It's just three of the guys, childhood friends that be setting the vibe. With a few hot takes, jokes, and predictions. Love the Boise State, we now welcome you to listen. Shirts and skins, let's go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Shirts and Skins podcast. I'm Matt Lamb. Brandon Meinert's here. Mark Moss is over there. Mark Moss, good to have you.
Good to be back.
We're coming to you on a special day. This
Yep.
is a Thursday. Typically, we record on Sunday. It's a special episode.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone's excited because it's going to be great.
I'm excited.
Mark?
I'm here.
Mark the
He's
wet
here.
Mark the wet blanket.
He's here.
I'm not taking roll, Mark, but you are here.
It's not like you had to push me to get here.
No.
I was like, hey, I have this availability. Let's do it here. And here we are.
And you came all the way from Hidden Springs.
Yeah,
so
yes.
You got to give credit.
Yeah, thanks.
Give credit to where credit's due.
Yeah. We also have Brandon on the video switching, subbing for Jackson today.
Oh, no, Bruce. Could you say executive producer?
Ooh.
Possible.
I don't. Potential.
Does he get the same payment as Jackson, like extra hot
No.
pockets, or
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Nope.
All right.
This is probation. This is trial. We'll see. But Jackson's in school, so we got Brandon. Guys, I want to start off with a comment.
Okay.
This is from Football Wise Guy. This came comment to our YouTube. Came through YouTube. He says, this is in regards to the faces we've put on the wall over here. Okay?
We got to talk about those.
We're going to get to those, and this is what's going to get us there.
Okay.
Football Wise Guy says random non-BSU faces are not cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
And now doing BYU is blasphemous.
Ooh.
Come on.
Good
It
call.
was kind of cool. It was kind of a cool thing before, but now it's lame.
Ooh.
And I responded and I said, hey, you can do something about it. If you don't like our faces, guys, what can you do?
He can pay his money.
Pay $10.
$10,
Pay $10.
baby. Get it.
What did he respond?
No. But yeah, pay $10. If you don't like a face, take it down.
Did you see
It's that easy.
Jittery Goat's comments?
Yeah.
He was on it. Jittery Goat did well.
He was talking about being a former basketball player and fouls and
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I'll show you a foul. You want to see a foul, dude? I'll show you a foul.
You definitely do. Well, you want to get your money's worth when you foul somebody.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to see Jittery Goat's face. I don't know what he looks like. So
Why?
someday.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, face.
Jittery Goat.
Gotcha.
Put a face to the name.
Speaking of face,
but I'd
we
like to
have
see him there
we
too.
have 4 new faces that are going to go up on the wall in the next episode. We have them ordered, but can I do a teaser?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. And we didn't get these people up. We apologize because
We have them on order.
we have a shortened. We recorded on Sunday, so sorry.
So as a teaser,
You've always been a tease.
yes, a listener. We got some listener on listener hazing going on
Uh-oh.
right now.
Little battle.
Somebody paid us money out of their own pocket, out of their own budget, to make sure that Dr. Dentist Chris Miner had a mustache. So now he has like a little villain mustache.
Nice.
We
There it
can't
is.
really. Oh,
Fits
check
good.
this out.
There it
Watch
is.
this. Watch this. Watch this.
No.
Watch this.
Nope.
You turned it off.
Yep, it's off. Damn it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So now Chris has like a villain mustache going on.
It
So
works.
somebody paid him, and you know how to get it off?
Chris?
You're gonna have to
Chris
pay some
or
money.
Chris-
Somebody.
Or
It's the
Chris can
rules.
get somebody else
Somebody.
to help him out. Are we going to say who did that?
No.
They're going to be anonymous.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he can come out and say it. I actually did get paid by, or our podcast got paid by somebody. I think I could say the name.
When you actually got, aren't we getting paid by all of them?
Yeah, all of them are
Yeah,
getting paid.
but this was,
Okay.
we're trying to track down who it was.
Trying to track down who the following.
I believe I know, but say who it is.
Well, I don't know. The name on YouTube is different than the name that was in the transaction,
Yeah.
and Venmo is just loading. It's
Come
just
on.
loading.
Jeremy Blades, right?
Is that what
Is
it
that
was?
who it was?
Probably. Yeah. I
Isn't
don't.
that Myers? Didn't you say?
Freaking gotta log in now. It's just like
I think it was Tabasco.
stupid.
I think it was Tabasco on YouTube, is my guess.
Well, Jeremy Blades, we need a picture Bro, I'm not logging in.
So he
right
gave
now.
you $10, but no picture yet.
I don't have a picture. I chatted him on Venmo. You can
Whatever.
Let's move
screw
on.
that.
Do we need to talk
we
about
need
the
to-
elephant in the room?
We need, yeah, Mark. What do you want to
I
say?
had not.
You had nothing.
I mean,
What do you mean?
no, we've had plenty of people over the 2 years we've been doing this ignore us, cast us aside,
Yes.
no responses.
Yeah.
We've had very few mention us, like none. We had our first.
Yeah.
The first female on board is now also the first person to unmention us on Twitter. How does this work, Matt?
So
What
it
happened?
works. So we
gosh.
tweeted, right? And we tagged Jace Whiting for his shoe sock combo and his sister Amari.
Okay.
And I posted it. I made sure the mentions to their names were right, you know, that they were included. I go back, I look at the tweet, and her Twitter handle, X handle, is no longer a link.
It's not a highlight. It's not
And I'm
highlighted.
like-
I saw that too.
Yeah, I was like, did I mess this up? You know, because if you put one in there that's dead or whatever, it's not dead. There's the option. You can unmention yourself, which makes it so you don't get updated on any responses or replies. And it also takes the link away from your handle.
I didn't know you could do that.
It's a thing. I didn't know either.
I mean, it makes
I
sense.
wonder if JD knows he can do that because I feel like he would have done that multiple times. to us.
Yeah, it makes sense if you're involved in a chat you don't want to be involved in to unmention yourself.
There's times I wish I could unmention myself.
I knew you could like leave a conversation, but I didn't know it would
I
like
didn't
kill
know
the
that.
link for your if they put your
Anyways.
name in. Hey, speaking of JD,
Yeah.
Brandon,
Yes.
you teased.
Talk about
Yeah.
anticlimactic.
Talk about
Yeah.
being a tease.
Yeah.
Brandon drops a text to me and
Okay.
Mark. Hey, just chatted with JD at his son's basketball
Yeah,
game.
I did.
And
And
fill
what?
us in. Fill us in, Brandon.
Nothing. We had a good chat.
Okay.
We had a good chat. Look,
Didn't mention anything.
nope.
What was said? Like, hey, Jeremiah.
No, okay, so my son's game was the game prior to his son's game.
Okay.
Okay. So you're leaving. He's coming in.
My son is 6th grade, and it was this basketball league that we're playing in. It was a good time, and our game started at 6:15. Okay, so the plan was go to his game, take RB home, go to the BSU game 10 hours later, whatever. So we're playing, and it's a close game. Our team, my son's team's actually pretty good. They weren't playing very well. They're coming back. Shout out to Quinn, 2 3-pointers to bring it in.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
12 seconds left. They're down by 1, and he hits some 3-pointers to get them to that point where they're down by 1. So it's really, the stadium's kind of getting pretty busy.
The energy's getting high.
So the other team, they throw it in, they get fouled, they go for the 1-on-1, they miss it. We call a timeout. We run a play. We miss the shot, so we lose. End of the season.
Heartbreak.
End of the season. And we're waiting for the kids to come off, and hey, you did a good job. I turn around, JD's right there.
Did he have the sport coat, tie?
He had the
no tie.
full,
No tie.
no, he had the full suit,
Yeah.
no tie. I don't
Yeah,
think tie.
he doesn't usually wear the
looking
tie.
sharp,
Slicked back hair.
slick back hair, looking sharp like JD does. Tall man,
Tall,
lean guy.
Yeah.
Handsome.
Yeah.
very handsome, and much handsomer than I am, easily. Make eye contact. Kind of shift away, make eye contact again. Hey, JD, how you doing? And then we engage. And then we start talking.
This sounds-
Hey, how's it going? You know who you watch on? My son's playing next. This is my son right here. Hey, how's it going? Man, you got a quick turnaround. That's crazy. And again, fans transitioning
turnaround with the
from
game.
Yeah, transitioning from both games. All this stuff going on. Hey, thanks for everything. You know, hopefully you have a good night. 2 big games tonight, your son and whatever, right? So we move on. Mark's brother, friend of the show, comes over. His brother has a son that plays on JD's son's team.
Okay.
So friend of the show over there.
Did you know this, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, friend of the show comes over and he's like, tell me you got him on the pod. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Tell
My
me
bad.
you mentioned the podcast.
My dad, no, I didn't. And here's the deal. I don't want to hear from you losers, okay? I know. So JD knows about us, and I'm just like, look, we're not going anywhere. We're here.
He knows how to find us.
He knows how to find us.
Do you
I'm going
think
to keep
he
checking out
knows
with him.
that when you were talking to him? Do you think he associated you with this pod?
I don't think so. I think what was happening is
So
in
what
his
value
mind,
was that conversation?
very little.
Because he's
Almost none.
never going to remember that
Do
conversation.
you think he says, "Where do I remember this ginger from"?
Yeah, he could do that. I think in his mind he was flipping through his Rolodex of people. Like, I think I've seen this guy.
But you never registered. No
But
way.
you know how many people he sees every day,
Many.
right?
Many. Yeah, a lot.
And that he's met all along.
Yeah. In my defense, he said, "Hey, how's it going? Good to see you again."
Ooh, okay.
Again.
You should have just
When
called.
have you seen him before? At games or
I've
what?
seen him at games. I saw him a couple years ago when we won the Mount West. I hung out with him at the airport for half hour or so.
See, when you use these terms like "hung out with,"
Yeah.
and you say
We
I
were at the
chatted
same
with
That's
Wait.
very similar to the
We're at the
opening
same-
text we got last night with "I just spoke with JD."
I did.
Like, we're like,
I did.
We're, you know,
And I
I'm
did.
starting to like, you know, get a little excited,
Yeah,
get a little warmed
which
up,
takes a lot.
and there was as
Mark's blood was
anticlimactic.
flowing.
Oh yeah, take that any which way you
takes
want.
a lot.
And yeah, it was
wasn't
as
wrong.
anticlimactic as this story was for the listeners.
and I wasn't
too.
wrong. No, I spoke to him. Hey, look, I've reached out to his guy to schedule twice now.
Dogler?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
his secretary
Yeah,
person or
his press
All
guy.
right, we're working.
Is what it is.
Sort of.
Is what it is. Hey, I did more talking to JD
Yeah,
than you guys
that's
did.
more. I've never spoken with him.
Yeah.
He made an
all
appearance
good.
in the press box this last football season, and
Yeah.
I think I maybe
Nice
waved.
guy, great guy, really generous with his time, all that stuff. Really, really good.
Awesome. Hey, we're gonna get to the Utah State basketball game here
Yeah.
in a little bit, but
Yep.
before we get to that,
Okay.
I want to dive into a little segment called "Things Mark Says on Twitter."
Oh, here we go.
I was hoping
It's
we'd
that
get
time.
to
Do we
this.
need any music for this?
We
or what
actually
do
need a music. We do
Oh,
need.
I'll get some. I'll
This
cue
should be a
some music.
segment.
I've got two
Two?
different conversations that Mark was involved in.
Recently?
One was last week, I think.
Just do this.
Couple weeks,
Dude,
No.
we're short on time. Let's do
No,
the first.
We're gonna dive into both
Both-
these. We got
oh my
time.
gosh.
Okay, so Mark brought up.
Oh my gosh.
So Javen Buchanan, we talked about it last episode about his dad hopping on the BNN post game, saying some stuff. Well, Mark chimes in response to BJ's tweet. I don't have that one, but I'm going to start where Mark starts
Okay. Feel free.
talking.
Go for
He
it.
says
Yeah,
to keep them from complaining for an hour on the post game show, does someone need to tell Buchanan's family that he's been a total liability so far in this one? LOL.
Which he was.
Dude doesn't really like playing D, does he?
Boom.
Followed that up with, and now has spent the rest of the game making up for a tough start.
Yes.
Huge buckets to silence the crowd after Omar got posterized.
Those were two
this,
tweets.
So this was the Nevada game,
That
right?
was, yep.
And Mark got a reply. Is this the music for? Okay.
Friends in low places.
From Dark Mill South on Twitter. He says you should really delete the app and use duct tape during games so you don't have to backpedal and look like an idiot.
Oh, I didn't see that. Dad, I must have unmentioned myself unknowingly. Nice. That's
That's
a good
funny.
comment. I appreciate that.
All right,
That's
next
a
one.
good.
Next one. This is Nathan.
Well,
Car-
hold on.
Okay.
Can I respond? First of all, I was correct in both those tweets. It was actually more a jab at Buchanan's parents for going off. He did. His first stint in that game was bad.
Not great.
And then he came back and had a great game. And I made sure before any of this stuff hit that I tweeted about it. Okay. And mentioned that. And then BJ actually highlighted it like the next
Yeah.
day, the first tweet. That's what happened. He only highlighted the first one,
Yeah.
not the second, didn't
Yeah.
re-mention it.
Yeah.
And then he's joking with me.
Yeah.
And so, but that I really think that's what makes Twitter fun for me.
Okay.
Now, that said, when I did read that back, I was like, you know what? I don't generally like to sing a lot of like an actual player, like a college kid. I rarely do that.
Like singing
And
the
in
praises, you're saying.
No,
Is that
no,
what you're saying?
single them out in
single
a
them
bad
out.
way.
Single them out.
And I normally don't. I did in that circumstance, saying he didn't like to play. So I actually kind of feel bad about that. I try not to do that because they're college kids and whatnot. But that's, I don't know, kind of fun. It's what Twitter is to me. I don't take it too seriously. It's kind of fun, the interaction, but yeah, that was, he hit back and rightfully so. But there's another example here. Go ahead.
Here we go. I think this was Nathan Carroll tweeting about the New Mexico game, encouraging fans to come out for it. He said, really hope Bronco Nation shows up Wednesday. I get the reasons not to. It's a weeknight. It's late. The team has underperformed.
This is just after the San Diego State mauling that we got.
Is that what this?
This
okay.
is right after we.
But season is far from over, and home court matters. A good home crowd helps the team, and a win over New Mexico makes all Boise State's goals easier to accomplish. Well, Mark had something to say about that.
This is a couple weeks ago. This is like 3 weeks ago.
This is great after last night's win, by the way.
No, hold on. Who?
Nope.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Mark says, I agree with everything, including hoping there's a great crowd. But there's no sugarcoating that the last 6 games this season mean less than they've meant for some time.
Ooh.
0 chance at large.
Ooh.
Only playing for seeding in Vegas.
Womp, womp, womp.
Season isn't over, but it's down to 3 days in Vegas. And then Leon Rice fan Jordan.
That's Jordan, right?
Yeah. Said, feel like this tweet should be discussed in a
Oh, that's Jordan
podcast.
Morales? I love how Jordan Morales, rent-free space in that guy's head. That guy, he obviously saved that from 2 weeks ago.
February
Saved
17th, yeah.
Because he didn't like it at that point. He saved it. He bookmarked it. So he could come back to it just in case.
And he did.
The 2% chance that Boise State goes 10 out of 11, which is where we are. So good for him. I appreciate
Are we
that.
10 out of 11, or I thought we were
No.
7 out of 8?
If we win the next
Oh,
3, we
okay,
will
gotcha,
have won.
gotcha.
Which, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Just
So I'm just gonna say, like, I'm not the only one that was saying that. BJ,
No.
everyone. There's
Everybody.
like, no,
Well,
this season's over, whatever.
The
You know what I
segment
mean?
is what Mark says on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Okay. True.
Or X. Or X.
I
as
said
it's now
it.
known.
So that said, I'll own that. We're very much in the bubble, and we're going to talk about that. I'm still I don't know if we want to get into it. I would
Mark's-
not put my faith in the committee.
Wet blanket.
Ooh, in the committee.
In the committee.
Oh, okay.
When was the first time that we don't get screwed by the committee will be the first time. Like the next time we don't get screwed by the committee will be the first time.
The best we will do is end up in Dayton.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That would be,
And
from
that'd
where
be
we
great.
were at, that would be great. But I'm just saying, like, if we're on the bubble, and which we're firmly on the bubble right now. We think.
Who's getting in?
We
from
were the
Mountain West?
last team in, I think, right? It just came out. Somebody gave
Who
us
knows?
like the last
Who
whatever.
knows? It's just like last year we were supposed to be a 6, 7, 8 seed. We got sent to. We've always gotten screwed. So if we're like it's us or Oklahoma, I don't know, some other big team, we'll see. If we can win out and not lose first round in Vegas, we're probably in at this point, which was super unlikely.
Yeah.
When we were 4 and 6, we had lost 4 out of 6, and we were looking bad, and we're getting blown out. Yeah. I mean, everyone was like, let's not even talk about the NCAA tournament. But here we are, and which is awesome. I will own it. I will own those comments every day of the week. What makes it cool is the next couple of weeks become relevant.
Yeah.
And not just Boise State basketball, but like now we're bubble watching. Now we're looking at, okay, what's Texas doing? What's so-and-so doing? Other bubble teams. It makes it so much more entertaining. It's awesome.
Mark, I read those tweets not
Thank
so
you.
that you'll stop tweeting.
Oh, I know. It's content, baby.
It's content.
Let's get into the game.
Let's do it. Go, Brandon.
Okay. Well, actually, did you guys go to the game?
I got invited.
You got invited. You have tickets. Now, we need to talk about those tickets. Matt's tickets. Matt, you have 4 tickets.
I have 4 tickets.
You have 4
in
tickets
the
to
balcony.
the season tickets to
Yeah.
Boise State basketball.
Why I told you this, I don't know.
Yeah, you should not have told this to me.
Nothing is safe. You tweet something, you text something, you say something,
Yeah.
it gets brought up for the...
Who went to the game in your seats?
Just a buddy of mine.
Somebody,
from
buddy.
church.
Yeah, cool.
A Utah State? Don't tell me.
Well,
Oh, no.
He got a Utah State
Dude,
fan
what?
to go to the
Matt.
game
Okay,
I wanted
in
him.
his stead.
okay. Here's the,
Instead,
Dude, that should be like some sort of like that.
That's disgusting.
That is so much. You're doing a segment
Why?
about my tweets, and you're giving
Exactly.
tickets to the enemy?
Listen.
What do you have to say
I
for
wanted
yourself?
him to have a good view of his team getting beat down.
Oh,
come
my
on.
God.
And that's exactly
right.
what happened.
No, put it out to
Sure.
what's the poll? What's the punishment? What's the punishment? There needs
That
to be.
has to be a cold punishment.
This is
100%.
This is way worse than any
100%
hot
a cold
take.
pu-
Come on.
That's true.
No harm, no foul. We won the game. It's all
Yeah,
good.
but come on, like that has to be there has to be some
Ends did not
accountability.
justify the means on that. No way.
How do you
wow.
you don't? I mean, you're fine with it.
Look, we won.
Oh man.
And
You're
he's in
right.
the balcony. So
Did anybody else invite you to the game?
You did.
I invited you
at
to the
like
game.
7:40, which still gave me 2 hours to get ready for the game.
Yeah, 7:40. Yeah, you had well enough time to go through security, go through TSA, to get on the plane.
Yeah. No, you invited me.
I did.
I didn't go.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, just so you know, I mean, I think it's important that everybody know that we're our.
I'll be at the Colorado State game. I'll be there.
When
Mark
is that?
my words.
When is that?
Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
That should be a good one.
So you guys watch it from home. I watched it live. I went.
You were there.
I was there
in person.
So there was some chatter back and forth on me going on Twitter. I went.
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, a
'Cause
little
people
bit.
were concerned about. Yeah.
I didn't want any welfare checks having to be called out on me in my house. Plus, we've been playing great, and I have to say, this team that's playing right now seems to have a few things figured out, and it is awesome to see everybody fit into their roles. You know, certainly the guys that aren't on the floor very much, it's a bummer that Anderson and Lockett and
Bowie,
Bowie's doesn't
get
bring
in?
much. Bowie got in once.
maybe for a little bit.
He got in just for a 2-minute stretch. He just
They went point forward with Deggy. I noticed that when
And not-
Cardenas had to go out, Deggy was bringing the ball
yeah,
up.
and they brought in Pearson when
Yeah.
at the end of the game. There's 4 minutes left, and they brought in
because
Pearson.
Cardenas had 4 fouls.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and I
that's
thought,
what I'm
man, why
saying.
aren't they putting in Bowie with, on defense? But whatever. Cardenas, the last 10 games has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the season, he's been really, really good, if not great in a few games. But the consistency that he's been playing the last few games, the lack of turnovers. I mean, he had a travel. I think we had a shot or two. I don't know how many turnovers we had that game, especially from Cardenas.
10 turnovers, 1 from Cardenas.
For your point guard, man, that's you. Yeah,
And
you
he
take
has
that
the
every day of
ball
week.
80% of the possession.
1 turnover to 7 assists.
Yeah, that's the 3-to-1 is a good ratio.
Is it?
Like, yeah, the 3-to-1 ratio assist turnover for a point guard is like that's great. 7-to-1 is.
I mean, look at the turnovers we had last year with we had Jace and Roddy, and we were going into the New Mexico game like, bro, we can't even have our guards bring the ball down the court. We had
Right.
Deggy and everybody else Buzo bring it down the court. He's been great.
Yep.
And then what's nice is Deggy, he got doubled early in Utah State, and he didn't have some points for most of the first half. Then Pearson, he starts driving to the hoop, getting some shots. Cardenas hit 2 big threes early on, and we're basically wire to wire. I think they went up maybe by a point or two at some point of the game, but we were basically wire to wire the whole game. And it's just cool to see if Carmichael's playing well, like if they're doing zone and Carmichael can get in, or if they're doing more man-to-man and Javon or Javen can get in and get some points. Like those guys seem to be the number 3, that option, Javen and Carmichael. And then Meadow,
He had 17 last night.
he had 17.
And 20-something the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing really well. So he's picking up. Now, if those 3 guys go away in a game, and it's Cardenas and it's Degenhart, we're gonna lose. It's sad to me to see the play time that Omar gets, because he comes in and he gets basically the middle halves. He comes in at the first sub group of the first half, and he does pretty well. And how many points do you have? 9?
10 points.
Okay, yeah,
Omar
10
looked
points.
like Omar. Last night, that was the first game. He looked like the first, because he was a preseason all first team.
Nevada. He played very
And,
similar in Nevada.
Yeah, so he's coming on. Hopefully that's but he
building.
played well. It's building, and he had some swagger, right?
Yeah.
He had the too small. He was into it. You know, and that looked like the Omar he only had 15 minutes. I mean, think if he would have played 25 or 30, he would have had 20 points.
At the end of the game, he's nowhere.
Yeah,
They bring a new
and I
goal
don't know if they just can't. I don't know if that's just because he hasn't been there all year and they've felt like they're doing well at the end of games. I don't know, but he's playing his way into more minutes. It seems like he should.
I just really do like a lot when Deggy and Omar are in. It adds when Deggy's getting doubled down low, it adds, number one, defense. Omar's better at defense than Ubo, in my opinion. Like, he just can get better rebounds. He's just better down low. And then on offense, he adds an aspect of scoring there. So I really like that a lot. And I'm surprised that they're not playing him near the end of the game. But, yeah, I mean, the team's playing really, really well right now.
Yep.
And so it's awesome to see where everybody's coming in at. They seem to be taking their roles on right and well. And the people that are, rising to the top are doing it in the last few games.
Talking about roles, there's a couple guys I want to single out, but just going off of that, what you're saying, did anyone notice what happened at the very, very end of the game, our last possession of the game?
Didn't see it.
They handed the ball to RJ, right?
Why?
So he could get the turnover?
Right.
What?
I mean, that's so, okay, so we're dribbling it out.
I didn't
There's
see
like
the
a
game.
2-second difference between the shot clock. So Rice didn't
so
want to
he could
shoot,
get
so
the
we're just going to
turnover.
dribble it and turn it over, and then they get the ball with a second and a half left. Cardenas is dribbling the ball, boom, 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 at near half court, boom, boom, boom. No one told. RJ goes up and asks for the ball, gets the ball, and he gets the turnover. I mean, that's just like, because he doesn't care. That's just RJ Keene. You know what I mean? Like Alvaro, like you just said, if he gets the turnover, not that it matters, it doesn't matter, but 7-2 instead of 7-1, RJ goes up and says, I'll take the turnover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just like, I don't know if how many people notice that or not, but to me, I noticed it right away, and I was like,
because I looked at it and I'm like, why are they throwing to RJ?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even want
and
the ball
maybe
anyway.
No, I felt like, and I didn't watch it back, but my feeling was RJ walked over there and got the ball.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, in the
And-
normal
yeah.
offense, he doesn't, like, command.
And so that just, I don't know. I just wanted to say that because I don't know how many people notice that, but that's like such a team first guy. And his whole thing is like, I wish he'd shoot it a little bit more. I feel like sometimes he can, and it's almost like this. He's so is taking so much pride in being the glue guy and the rebound guy and the hustle guy. He almost doesn't want to shoot it, and it kind of hurts us a little bit, maybe sometimes. But I mean, the guy hustles, he rebounds, he does all the right stuff, and then that just, I don't know. I just saw that, and I was like, that's a dude you want on your team.
Did you see his alley-oop?
You know what I mean? Yeah, that wasn't so great.
A little high.
Well, what was funny about it was, so he's dribbling down and he throws the alley-oop and it goes over.
Yeah,
And I think it was to Meadow.
yeah.
And on the what do they call it? The
Video
video
board,
board,
jumbo board thing?
in the stadium, they do a close-up on RJ.
well, he's, like, smiling.
He's kind of like,
Smiling,
whoops.
dude.
Yeah.
Like,
He was smiling,
Yeah.
and everybody in the stadium started smiling when they
Yeah.
saw that. Like, all of us.
Because he's
were
like, my bad.
yeah.
And it wasn't, you couldn't get mad at the guy. You couldn't get mad at him for like overthrowing it because, anyway, it was just like
He should leave those to Alvaro. Alvaro does a
yeah,
better job.
yeah, he went way over
But
on that.
one thing that I think about RJ is, like, yeah, he's the hustle guy, and he's not contributing on offense, and that, as far as like scoring goes, and that works because other guys are scoring, right? Like, you get Peanut in there and Meadow stepping up, and that works because he can just crash the boards all the time. When you have an RJ who isn't going to produce on offense, and these other guys aren't scoring,
Then
that's
you're
a
in
bad
trouble.
situation.
Yeah,
but
what's-
it's working now.
Him and Ugbo together, and I think for a couple games where they were both starting, it was like 2 out of 5 guys are no threat to score almost. I mean, Ugbo gets a couple buckets here and there, and I was like, that is a liability offensively, and I don't think those two play together much anymore. They're both not starting. RJ's not starting now, right? Yeah. So no, I just thought that was awesome. The other thing, and I know we've mentioned it, the first game when they pulled Carmichael, we came in here and I was like, you could tell, like, that guy's gonna be a shooter. Carmichael is our future.
Yeah.
I like Meadow. Buchanan's only here, one more year? Probably. He's a
think so.
junior.
I think so.
Carmichael is just every game just getting more confident, better. If you look at his stats in high school, he was like a 30 points a game he was like the Oregon State player of the year type of thing. The guy's a scorer. He's not just a shooter. And as a freshman, I think back, I mean, he's going to need to, he's a good shooter. He's not just Stinney and Jessup shooter as a freshman, but he's way more athletic. You know, they called RJ Keene a more athletic right-handed Justinian Jessup. Remember that? Well, I think that's what someone said when he came in. I think that we can move that to
RJ scored
Carmichael.
2,500 points in high school.
Yeah, he's a bit, and he can score. That's the weird thing. I think he's going to have to refine that for next season and become more of a threat. But I really like Carmichael.
I have thoughts
I
on
mean,
that.
he has the tools to be a top level player in this league.
Yeah,
If he
because he gives you stuff you don't normally expect from a freshman. Where it's like, I think last night when he was about at the free throw line, his back is to the basket. You
Yeah.
think he's
Oh,
going to kick
dude,
it out,
that was a
and
good
he
move.
spins
spin move one step,
Left-handed.
yeah.
one step, lays it up, and it's like normally you pass that back out as a freshman.
Yeah.
I would think because
He's got
went for it.
moxie.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
That was a sweet move.
Yeah.
He can drive. He can. What's nice is he can penetrate and get the score at the rim.
Yes.
And Deggy, he can, but he gets it down low and then he kind of backs his way in, then turns and shoots, which is great. We need that. You need that. But Pearson can create shots. I honestly think so. I had the same thought. It's my opinion that you build it on Pearson and Meadow.
Sure. I'm happy with that.
Like we were building sort of around Deggy the last few years.
Yeah.
And then with the pieces we got with Omar, the pieces that we got last year really were incredible pieces. I think if you're Leon, you start with those two, and then you build with what you need around those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so.
Guard.
I think he can be a star, and Meadow as well. Something I like. I don't know. I like them both. I like them both.
They could be 1-2, like first team, second team, all Mount West.
I think they
something
could.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you see the guy that played at Hillcrest in high school?
Yeah, Davis. Isaac
Davis. He came in and played a little bit.
Wait, who?
He had a couple fouls.
Is that what it was?
For Utah
Yeah,
State?
yeah.
So
Oh,
is
okay.
is
He's a
Boise,
freshman.
Is Boise State championship this week?
Next weekend.
Next weekend. That's what it was. Okay.
Wrestling's this weekend.
Okay.
You going to that?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
I'm competing.
Okay.
Get Leah
Are
talking
you?
about-
What weight
the
class are you
singlet
in,
out.
dude?
Just where they need me.
Wherever they need you.
I'm a team player.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I remember going to state and watching that kid just dominate.
Yeah.
The Hillcrest kid.
Incredibly. Yeah. I mean, what is he? 6'7",
He's a big
big
boy.
body,
Was he?
And he can jump.
What's he look like?
big
got
black
like a
guy.
Big black guy.
top.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw him come in. I didn't make that connection though.
Yeah.
I didn't know
So
was from
he
here.
initially, I think, committed to BYU.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever went to BYU.
I think it's when they got their new coach. That's where the shakeup kind of happened, and he went to Utah State.
Okay, he went to Utah State. Man, he was a player, and I thought when you're watching him in high school, you think there's no way he doesn't go in and make an immediate impact. And I guess it just goes to show you how many big guys are out there. I mean, Utah State had 4 or 5 big guys already. But, man, dude, that guy was in high school about as good as I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, yeah, he
Not
came
that
in
I've
for a
seen
little
a
bit.
bunch.
He didn't play a ton. He
Came
got
in
a
the
couple.
second half,
Yeah, he
and
got a
he-
couple fouls. Is really, I think.
I wonder if Boise State went after him.
I'm sure we tried.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
We got one scholarship guy from Idaho right
Nash?
now, Bowie.
Oh, on
scholarship right
yeah,
now?
probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Idaho's not our big.
One more
it's
coming
not.
next year.
Who's that?
Nash Humphreys
Nash,
from
yeah.
Madison.
So
Oh, okay.
a lot of
Good player.
chatter about that guy.
Yeah.
Like that he could be, I don't know if he's a lot better than Bowie or if he could be, but he could be like the next Cardenas to.
Is he a point guard?
Yeah.
Humphreys?
He can
Okay.
shoot. He
We're
can-
gonna need one.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, whether it's a starter or a backup, we'll need
yeah.
one.
Anyway, that was kind of cool. I was really impressed with Utah State. Like Utah State has a good basketball team. They made
They
basically.
lost by 17.
I know that. I get that.
You're just saying in general, or
I just thought they were.
They lead the Mountain West, right?
no, I know.
yeah,
but
they're
I'm just like-
sucky. That's a good
No,
point.
I'm not. I'm just saying like what. So what?
So
last night,
here's what I was impressed by.
Yeah, go ahead.
Falslev is a really good player.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to be all Mountain West. I don't know if he was on those lists
I think he will be.
because
He
he
should
was
be.
he
Yeah.
was a great player. He hit a 3-pointer over Deggy from deep. That was just ice cold, man. And he can get shots basically wherever he wanted them.
Great
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah.
Great-
Incredible.
just quick first step, and he
All
gets to
of
the
their
hole.
players were good at getting penetration into the paint. All of them. They have some big guys. Their Timothy guy or Tempe. I forgot their
Templin.
center.
Tipton.
Templin.
Carson Templin.
Templin.
That's his name?
Yeah.
He didn't have a good game last night.
Headband guy.
Yeah, headband guy. He had a
Yeah.
really good game against us the first time we played at Utah State, and he had a better start of the season, but he didn't play very well. But at halftime, they showed the stats, and we were up by 4 or 5 at halftime. They were basically the exact same. 3-point line, field goal percentage. We were up on rebounds. They basically made all of their free throws except Templin. Templin missed like 3 or 4. But they were just a really
1 for
sound,
3,
like
yeah.
their defense was incredible. I thought they were really aggressive, hands-on, and Cardenas. They were all up in his grill the whole game. I just thought they were a good team, and then we just, I think Pearson made a difference and a big part of it. I thought RJ was a big factor of it, and then Omar. I think we had a better bench production than they did. Obviously, most of our guys are coming off the bench scoring. So, but I thought they were an impressive team. I mean, a really, really good team. I hope that they can make a run a little bit. I hope the Mountain West, to your point, the selection committee doesn't like us because nobody in the Mountain West wins except for San Diego State. And who knows if they're going to make it into the tournament this year.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing that's tough about the bubble, right? If we're close to San Diego State, hard to take us over them. They beat us twice. I don't know how they go head-to-head, and I don't know how
they killed us, dude, both times.
No. I mean, the committee. I don't know how they judge teams and say, oh, well, this. You'd think that head-to-head would be a big thing if teams are on the bubble together. Yeah. But the Mountain West is interesting this year because it's like we've won how many? 6 out of 7?
7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. We were in 5th place, and like everything was going wrong, right? When we had lost 4 out of 6, and we had lost a bunch, and we're in 5th place, and everything. We've won 7 out of 8. Guess what place we're in? Tied for 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
It's like no teams above us are losing to anybody behind us.
Yeah.
And so it's just really, I mean, I know New Mexico lost San Jose State really early in the season, but so it's like there's not teams like 6, 7, 8, 9 beating anyone. So there's not as many losses. So it's like we've been playing great. We haven't moved at all in the standings, which is crazy.
I think the main goal is just to get the top 4 seeds, right? Or top 5 seeds? Top 4 seeds in the Mountain West tournament.
Top 5, but I think you want to be, I don't know. I don't know if it's seeding like, oh, you want to avoid New Mexico. I think we want to avoid San Diego State. They're the one team that's beat us both times.
Handedly.
And it reminds me of 5 years ago playing San Diego State. Like, we had their number the last few years, for sure. But when we played them the 2 times this year, it was like we went back in time where they were bigger, faster, more athletic than us.
Yeah.
And we just didn't it wasn't a good matchup for us this year. Whereas it has been in years past. So I don't know if that changes
Max
with
Rice.
Maybe an injury. I don't know. Maybe if Omar steps back up and keeps playing well, maybe that helps us in that game. But I think whether we're the 2nd seed or the 5th seed, I think you just don't want to play San Diego State. I think that's the team that you want to avoid probably. But we're playing well enough. It's not like we couldn't beat them. There's no team we couldn't beat. But they're probably our toughest matchup.
Yeah.
I mean.
So we talked about players, right?
Yeah.
Their contributions. Let's talk about the coach, Leon Rice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is a good one.
There's been some haters out there.
Okay.
Outside our friend group, inside our
family friend group.
Text group. But Jared Calhoun had so Bronco Nation News, BJ Rains caught up with him. Utah State head coach. BJ interviewed him after the game, and this is what he had to say. And I'm paraphrasing or chopping it up a little bit, but he said, I think a lot of people better be careful what they wish for. To me, Leon Rice is one of the best coaches in this league. He's built this program. Support your team. Support your coach. They are absolutely crazy if they hate on Leon Rice.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
My thoughts. I'm with him, okay? Although coaches do that to other coaches. Like coaches stand together. Yeah. So that's what
you don't win any points by talking about it.
Yeah, because you may be on their staff later on. Like it may be that you need to be on their staff. So coaches are always going to stand for each other. And if we had been on I bet you if he would have said the exact same thing if they would have beat us by 20 and we were on an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah.
He would have said he's one of the best coaches in the Mountain West.
It's an off year. Look what he's done previously.
Yeah. That being said, I'm with him. Like I'm Team Leon, and I say that knowing the results we've had in March. But I'm okay if this is where we're at every year.
We're in the conversation right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I'm all right with that. I don't think he's a C-level coach. I still think we're an A-level coach, A-level performance right now. I'd rather have A or F. It makes the decision much easier as a fan because you're either at the bottom of the conference every year like Avalos and we got rid of them, whatever, or you're at the top competing for a conference championship.
Avalos was the Mountain West Coach of the Year.
We weren't quite at the bottom.
We weren't at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, for our standards in football, certainly it felt like, okay, we're just underperforming.
We were crumbling.
And I think that's a good point, though. It's like we have these feelings, right? And, yeah, you have stats to back it up, but I think our expectations is more like what I should have said, not feelings. But expectations, Mountain West #1, preseason, And then it's like we're middle of the pack, above 500. Yeah, we won the last 7 of the last 8. But it's been like ho-hum. Mark's tweeting that we have nothing left to play for. These 6 games don't matter. But it's just general feeling, right? But when you look at it, it's like he's doing some things right.
If we're competing for the top end of the Mountain West every year, yeah, I think that's what you could ask for from any coach that you bring in. I think more attempts that you get at a March Madness win in March is great, and I really do think for us to be firm in the tournament, we need to win 2 games, man. Like, I think a quarterfinal and a semifinal would be.
So you're saying we got to win out for sure. Like, we can't lose one of the next 2 for sure.
We can't.
We really can't lose any of the next 3.
So we have Colorado State, Air Force, and Fresno left.
Yeah.
Fresno's not gonna.
They're 1-16.
I don't think losing
to
to Colorado State's going to kill us. Losing to Air Force or Fresno will.
Yes, that would kill you.
Yeah.
And Colorado State's here.
Yes.
We have a decent shot of winning all those games.
Beat New Mexico.
Okay.
Here.
More
Just
than
beat
decent.
Utah State.
We
here.
should win those 3 games.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, how many wins in the Mountain West tournament have we had the last 2 seasons? 0 last year. The year before, did we win 1?
I don't remember.
We may have to look that up.
Hard to say.
More years than
We can
not,
look it
it's
up.
a one and done.
One and done.
Well, because 3 years ago we won it all.
We didn't win it all again then.
No, not at all. So that was Deggy's freshman year. His sophomore year, I don't remember how many we won.
I don't remember that either.
Is it possible to Google Olympics that, or what do we got? Ask AI, they'll get it right. Last year, 0. Last year we were like, I remember the articles leading up to the tournament was, it's all gravy.
Yeah.
Any game you win in the tournament just doesn't even matter. It's cream on the top. And then we came out with this. We had a play in. So that sucked. But I think it's really good, not only for the bracket, but it's good for your mentality to win a tournament game, to get used to winning, like to be ready for that and play at the level you need to play to beat any team.
No, I think we need, we win the next 3. And then if we lose our first game in Vegas, I don't think we're in. Yeah. I will say that. I don't think we're in. We're not safely at all.
I mean, let's say we get the 4 seed. We're playing essentially either Nevada or Fresno.
No, we're playing the 5. No. For the 4 seed,
well, does the 5 get a bye?
The 5 gets a bye. So they both get a bye.
The top 5 get a bye.
But then 4 plays 5.
So let's say we're the 5 seed for whatever reason.
And we play San Diego State.
Would they be
the 4? They could be the 4. Or it could be Colorado State.
I thought if you get a bye, okay, you just get a bye. You just play the 4 and 5 are going to play each other no matter what.
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't want to be in the 4 or 5. You want to be 2 or 3. But anyways, if we lose 2, it's not a horrible loss. But if that happens, we win 3 in a row, then we lose in whoever we play. That first game, I don't think we're in.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously depends on other teams, but I just don't.
But more importantly, you need to win no matter who it is, even if it's San Diego State, because you need to win against teams that are really good in March. You just have to win those games. Like, you have to get used to winning them. And you have to put it out all on the line. That first and second game in the Mountain West, that everything you got, like, don't hold your closer back, pitch them 2 days in a row, like everything you got.
Yeah, and that goes back to the conversation about Leon. I generally agree with that sentiment. That the question, and we talked about last time, like, who do you get that you're going to be better? And it's like, I don't know. I think we're in a great spot for our funding and our investment to be in the top third every year, pretty much, other than that one down year. So, but it always, the complaint always comes back to March. It always does with Leon. Yeah. And that is I mean, it's okay. It's okay to have both sides. I think everyone has, at least a part of them has both sides that, he's the winningest coach ever here. He's built a program. Look where it was before. Look where it is now. He's really good for us. We'd be foolish to move on. At the same time, also feel like, man, we've really not been able to make a run. And teams like San Diego State have been to the national championship game, and we beat them routinely.
Yeah, that year we beat them.
We beat them 2 or 3 times that year. And it's like, what is it about our mentality, our coaching, our players, or whatever that can't get over the hump? Now, I'll reserve judgment until this March comes and goes. But that's the one complaint about Leon, in my opinion, is that no matter what position, it just doesn't happen. And it's not just NCAAs, it's Vegas too. So again, do you fire him because of that? No, I think we're all in the same boat there. But I do understand the frustration of the people because ultimately, if you're very much a casual college basketball fan, all that really matters is March for those people. And
Most
if
of
you
the fans
and
in
if you
Boise are
never
casual.
and so if you never produce, then I can see the sentiment
don't-
of like, man,
I don't understand not going to these basketball games. I don't know anybody that wouldn't go.
what are you talking about? We spent 10 minutes talking about last time.
I think he's joking, Mark.
Okay.
Joking.
I think he's being sarcastic.
What was the record? Did you see it?
No, they don't. I mean, you have to do some more deep
Oh,
diving.
all right.
You can see who the champion is, but that doesn't help us out. So, yeah, I think it comes down to Boise State fans can be a little spoiled sometimes.
Every fan base, though. Come on,
Every
right?
fan base. But I mean, particularly us. It's like, would we rather trade it and be San Jose State basketball or Wyoming?
But they've never been good.
Okay, but if we lose a good coach, I mean, I don't think we would drop to that level, but
As long as
is it all or nothing, right? Or would we be like,
that's a
hey,
good- yeah.
we're in it and we're in the conversation now?
that's the risk you're taking. If you fire Leon, you know what you have right now.
yeah.
And especially if he's got the energy to keep going and navigate the NIL and he feels comfortable in that role, you're looking for a win in March and you're willing to risk an atrocious season to get there.
Yeah. So let's go down this path. Mark, I know you got to head out of here. But what if Leon said, hey, he comes out today, press conference, lunchtime, whatever. This is my last season. How do you guys feel?
I would be ultimately disappointed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Brandon,
Yeah.
excited
Oh,
or disappointed?
it depends if JD comes out and says, I got it.
I
know
got our guy.
know a guy.
Okay.
Because I don't know anybody in basketball.
Yeah.
Like I do potentially in college football or something. I don't know anybody in basketball. And so you just don't know who you're getting. Like every season I see a new Utah State coach and I'm like, wow, they're pretty good. Like they're a pretty good coach. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he's been great. And I hope he's a part of the program moving forward for forever. I hope he's celebrated because he's done a good job. And
Really good job.
If you print out his resume and show it to somebody the day he's hired, you're thinking, damn, we did a good job on, like, he did a really good job. He took us from the WAC to the Mountain West to compete at the high end of the Mountain West consistently. Certainly the last 4 years, we almost won in Dayton. We've had some bad matchups and we've had some opportunities. We haven't won them. So I'm happy with that. Dude, going back, this just came to me. So this is incredibly bad timing. Javen had some incredible defense the last 2 games.
Okay.
There we go.
And
Gotta give Buchanan a little
yeah.
bit of a.
he's like, as
You
far
never
as
know. I wonder if his parents have found this yet.
But the impact that
I'll
he's
I'll
made,
tag him.
They
I'll
haven't
mention
got
it.
yeah,
Find him on
They'll
Twitter.
be in the mentions.
the impact that he's made the last 2 games has been as much on defense as on offense, which is surprising to me. So, which is cool. Good for him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They're playing well.
when's the next game? Do you know?
This weekend. No, wait. What is today?
Today
Today
is
was
Thursday.
Wednesday. Yeah, there's a game Saturday. So there are 2 away games, and then we finish up next.
So it's what is it? Air
That's right.
Force, then Fresno, and
I
then
think
Colorado
it's
State.
Fresno, then Air Force.
Fresno, Air Force, and then senior night.
Senior night, Colorado State. You will be there.
Yeah,
Matt
sure.
will be there.
Yeah,
I'll
why
be
not?
there.
Yeah.
Not playing, but I'll be.
I don't
Ah,
I don't know if I'll be there. I might try and find some tickets to that one.
see if anything in the lower bowl opens
Well,
up.
that's
Yeah.
all he'll take.
That's all I'll take. That's true. It's
Lower
true.
bowl or bust.
Yeah, for sure.
Boucher's seat next to him or bust.
I take that. I take that.
Dude, yeah.
I get my muscle shirt on.
What if
yeah.
Boucher gets into a yelling match with a ref or a player and you get blamed for it and you get kicked out?
You'd be okay with that.
If it was in the second half and I got to enjoy the whole first half, I take that too. Although
like a
that
targeting?
walk like out and the whole crowd looking at you,
They'd
be
probably
tough.
be cheering
That'd be
at
a
that
tough-
point.
I don't know. That'd be a tough walk.
Anyway,
All right.
we're going to wrap it up.
All right.
That's
Yes.
it.
We can do that.
Brandon, hit us with, there we go. There's the outro music.
we
The
go.
original. Appreciate that. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Subscribe if you haven't. Liked this video. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your wife. Tell your kids.
Wow.
Pay us $10 if you want your picture on the wall.
Are you saving that money?
We have
Is
4
that
more-
in a little account somewhere?
Well, we've been paying the producer the money that we've been getting.
Oh, just going overhead.
Yeah.
I thought we were like saving something.
No, well, there's not a lot of heads up there to like
Gotta sell some
make
more.
any money. Yeah,
You gotta move
Out
some
there.
heads.
So, well,
Mark.
we got 4 more that we're adding to the board next episode.
Yep. So we'll probably be back not this Sunday, but the Sunday after.
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Regular season will be wrapped up.
Yep. We'll see you then. Peace.